Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Oblivion. We've been slowly going through the Shivering Isles, talking to people, dealing with some of the quests, but I think now is time to finally go into the palace and talk to Sheogorath. So, yeah, we're still in Crucible where we left off, and it looks like this is the door to the palace grounds. So let's go see what's going on there. At some point I want to go back into Dementia to see if I can find some more flawless pearls. Because that's the best place I've found so far. But I want to get onto this quest line because potentially Sheogorath will send us places that will also help us find some of these other items we're trying to get.
Speak quickly.
Okay.
Go.
So you're guarding, I guess, the Mania side of the palace, and you're guarding the Dementia side of the palace. Where do these doors go? Door to House of Mania. Door to Sheogorath's palace. Alright. Minor detour before we go into the palace. What is this? The House of Mania. I mean, I would think this looks like feast room. You got all the golden states guarding it, a throne by a banquet table.
Welcome to the House of Mania.
The Halcyon Conservatory. So is this for when Sheogorath is feeling more tied to Mania? He decides to eat over here on the Mania side of things. Both of those go to the Halcyon Conservatory. What is down here? Okay, a fancy bedroom. Myths of Sheogorath. Should I steal from Sheogorath? Probably not. Am I going to anyway? Maybe. He's got anything good? He has things that are good. I mean, he's a bit chaotic. He probably won't mind someone being a bit chaotic around him. Myths of Sheogorath by Mimophanes. There's a name. Sheogorath invents music. In the earliest days, in a time when the world was... There's 14 pages. I'm not going to read all of this. Started reading it, and then I'm like, hang on. No. Fillmore Spore Wine. Don't really care about the petty soul gems, so you can keep those. Alright. So you've got basically your own bedroom and banquet hall on the Mania side of things, and I'm betting you have a similar setup on the Dementia side of things. Which is cool, I suppose. It's the other door to the House of Mania.
I am Wide-Eye, steward to his grace, the greatest Duke of Mania and all of history, Théoden. He is my reason for being, my purpose in life.
Okay, Duke of Mania. So that must be the Duke of Mania's room and banquet hall. So you have Sheogorath, who has his palace here, and then right off the side of the palace is the Duke's house?
Ravenbiter runs the choosy beggar. Not a bad place.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Théoden, so you're the Duke of Mania.
What? What is it? Very busy. Things to do, or see, or something.
I heard the gauntlets of the Crusader are gone from the chapel in Coral.
Well, you are well clued in on what's going on in Cyrodiil.
Welcome to the Halcyon Conservatory.
Can you tell me anything about
Feel
it?
free to take what you need. The fruits of the conservatory are for all to enjoy. Go.
Okay.
Hi.
No, so that's the Duke's quarters.
Yes?
Gundlar, what's your deal?
See you.
Nothing. So this isn't the Duke's quarters. Then what is this? I guess let's get out of here. Back to the palace grounds. I'm gonna go into the House of Dementia as well, because now I'm curious. At some point we'll go in there and check out what's going on with Sheogorath. But I'm just finding more questions the more I look around. Alright, no feast chamber. So I'm guessing you're the Duchess of Dementia?
What?
What do you want? Rumor has it there's another adventurer trying to get into the realm. One more person to take up arms against me.
Huh. By the realm, I assume you mean the Shivering Isles. I'm an adventurer who just came in, is that?
Greetings.
I'm watching
Do you assume I'm going to take up arms against you?
I'm Anya Herrick. I serve Lady Syl, and she allows me to remain protected within the House of Dementia. I'm so grateful to her.
Sure.
You can stay at the Choosy Beggar in Bliss, but I wouldn't. See you.
I used to think you were a hero.
Yeah.
Every person in Split has been divided into their manic and demented halves.
What is split?
Farewell.
Every person is divided in the two halves? So that goes to Sheogorath's palace. Private gardens. So Dementia, or Mania, has a open gardens that everyone can go to. But you guys have yours locked off. If I'm understanding that right. You've got a whole bunch of wines and whatnot. That was another Madness Matrix, and I didn't pay attention to which one. Curious. I think. Yep, Petty Soul Gem, don't care. Common's not bad. Oh, I think I didn't bother picking up the lockpicks in the other room, but I'll grab them here. Yeah, private gardens is locked off. That's where I came in from. What's down here? Okay. It's another one of these faces. Hi there, herder.
I used to think you were a hero. A
Yeah,
holy knight. And
yeah.
the Elytra have wondrous poisons that can drain the very life from you.
Sounds
See you.
wonderful. You were standing and then suddenly you weren't. Hope that's not because I pushed a button. Why do you guys fall over as soon as I see you? I don't know that I want to step into that cage. I'm just gonna back off. So I could break into their garden just to see what's going on, but that feels like it's gonna turn out poorly. So let's instead just make our way to Sheogorath's palace. I don't know your deal. You think adventurers are here to try and kill you. Ah. This is most definitely Sheogorath's throne room. Let's just head down the middle. Hello, Haskell.
Yes, is there something you require?
No, just seeing if there's anything new.
Only we could speak more often.
A new arrival! Shame about my gatekeeper. I'm so happy I could just tear out your intestines and strangle you with them. I suppose an introduction is in order. I'm Sheogorath, Prince of Madness, and other things. I'm not talking about them. You've probably figured that out by now. Let's hope so, or we're in real trouble. And out come the intestines, and I skip rope with them. But perhaps now's not the time. You've made it this far, farther than anyone else. Well done! Take this trinket of mine. Perhaps it will serve you well. Or look lovely on your corpse.
Charity of Madness added to the player's inventory. Okay. What is it that you want?
I've been waiting for you. Or someone like you. Or someone other than you for some time. I need a champion, and you've got the job! Time to save the realm, rescue the damsel, slay the beast, or die trying. Your help is required. A change is coming. Everything changes, even Daedric princes, especially Daedric princes.
Changes? Does this have to do with the cycle that we heard about? Every 1,000 years or whatever?
Daedra are the embodiment of change and permanency. I'm no different, except in the ways that I am. The Grey March is coming, and you're going to stop it.
Grey March?
The details aren't important, at least not right now. Eternity is on a rather tight deadline. We'll get back to that later.
So what now?
Now, you run an errand for me. An important one. Of course, anything I tell you to do is important. My realm, my rules. You're going to Xedilian, one of my favorite spots in the Isles. It's a little place I used to take care of unwanted visitors. And some are more unwanted than others.
Why Xedilian?
The gatekeeper takes care of most of the unwanted, but he's dead. We'll have to remedy that soon as well. Anyway, there are those that have other ways into my realm, and they're on the move. We don't want them here, trust me. So, you're going to get Xedilian up and running. Here's a little book to tell you how, and the Attenuator of Judgment. You'll need that too. Of course, you can always get more details from Haskell. He's a detail-oriented type of person, a big help, and a snappy dresser. Now, get going, before I change my mind. Or my mind changes me.
Sure. Better mousetraps. We got a Manual of Xedilian. And Attenuator of Judgment. We'll need to check all that out. Tell me more about this Grey March.
Really? No need to trouble yourself with the details of that now. It would just cloud your little mind. What is important is getting to Xedilian. Quickly! Before I get bored. Oh, you wouldn't like me when I'm bored.
Alright. Want to tell me anything about New Sheoth?
New Sheoth. My home away from places that aren't my home. The current location is much better than some of the prior ones. Don't you think?
It seems fine. And tell me about yourself.
Yes? Speaking to me? Well, I'm he. He's me. And others as well. Or they were, weren't they?
That did not inform me of anything. And tell me about the Shivering Isles.
The Isles. The Isles! A wonderful place. Except when it's horrible. Then it's horribly wonderful. Good for a visit. Or for an eternity. A little busy here! I'm trying to decide what to have for dinner. Oh, how I love eating. One of my favorite things to do. Talk to Haskell if you need more information. He's got more brains than a brain pie. Oh, brain pie. Perfect! Care to donate?
No thanks.
You can go now. Run along. Scoot.
The Mad God has given you a task. Surely someone of your copious talent should be able to handle it?
Probably. What can you tell me about Sheogorath?
He is the Prince of Madness, the ruler of the Shivering Isles.
Sure, I got that.
The Shivering Isles is what Sheogorath wills it to be.
Alright, then tell me about Xedilian.
Yes, quite an amazing place, really. Wonderful for relieving one's tension as you watch those troublesome adventurers suffer. No offense. I'd say your next move is to head to Xedilian and get it reactivated.
What's involved in reactivating it?
Yes? Ah, silly me. The book has no pictures. Can't really expect you to read that now, can I? To reactivate Xedilian for my lord's pleasure, you'll need to find 3 focus crystals and return them to their resting place. Each crystal has a matching receptacle called a judgment nexus. Even you can't miss them. Without the crystals in place, the resonator of judgment, Xedilian's power source, cannot be restored.
Okay, that all made sense. Anything further about Xedilian?
I'd suggest you make haste and get to Xedilian. My lord Sheogorath does not like those who lollygag. Or maybe he does? Bah, just get going.
And
you have the attenuator, the manual, and a map. I'm certainly not going to carry you there, so I'd suggest you get to it. Place one foot in front of the other. You know how it goes.
Sure. So he gave us the Charity of Madness. Resist fire on self, resist frost on self, and resist shock on self. Not that amazing. Then we got a book about Xedilian. Somewhere. Manual of Xedilian. On the subject of Xedilian's construction, Lord Sheogorath, let me begin by extending the warmest regards to you and your noble being. The construction was completed on time and well under budget, as you demanded, under pain of fun, I believe you are quoted as saying, and with only the most infinitesimal loss of life. I am proud to say that by harnessing the energy of the most unusual crystalline formation, Xedilian should maintain itself for years to come, with proper maintenance, of course. At your request, I have included the full operation instructions for each section of the site. If you have any other questions, please feel free to bother me anytime, like when you originally thought of this idea in the middle of the night. The heart of Xedilian is its power source, the resonator of judgment. By tuning this huge chunk of crystal with the attenuator of judgment, a tuning fork of sorts, we have released a wave of siren-like sound that will draw anyone from outside the Isles. 3 focus crystals have been placed throughout the site to assist in keeping this wave of sound even and stable. This site will not function without all 3 focus crystals running in unison, so it's important to keep them clean and safe on their cradles, which I've called their judgment nexus. The focus crystals are irreplaceable at this time, so take proper precautions guarding the site when not in use. Xedilian is split into 3 encounters areas, all linked with the latest in arcane transport technology. As the hapless Xedilianites, it was fun to experiment on them, thank you for that, made their way through each room. They are subjected to a test based either on manic philosophy or that of the demented, whichever suits your whim at the time. All you need to do is push a single button, then sit back with your favorite wine. We provided luxurious observation platforms from which to enjoy the show and watch the results. Each encounter area has a unique theme that matches your requests as close as we could provide. I think you'll be pleased with the results. Below I've detailed each room and the effects you can expect from them, in brief, as I know your lordship is busy. Chamber of Conversation, a fairly empty room with a large grating on the floor and single half-sized harmless gnarl wandering in the center. Manic result, our small harmless gnarl will be grown in size to nearly thrice that of the average Xedilianite. Most, we observe, run around in an attempt to escape the lumbering creature. Eventually it will stop and fade away. The magic of the room is enhanced by the spore gas we pump in through the grating. Demented result, our tiny friend Gnarl is joined by a small swarm of its brethren, and they attack our surprised guests. Genius! The Chamber of Avarice. In this room, a huge mound of treasure sits atop a half-ziggurat inside a securely locked cage, to which there is no key. The Manic result, we drop several hundred keys to the ground that are all exact duplicates. It's amusing to watch the Xedilianites scramble through the keys for the correct one. Some spends days amazing. Or the Demented result, when the Xedilianite reaches the top of the ziggurat, we blast them with a highly concussive flame spell. The blast always sends them flying. Good fun for all, discounting those who do not survive. And then the Chamber of Anathema. As you requested, we saved this one for last. The Xedilianite that has the metal to make it this far now faces the toughest challenge of all. This room features freshly killed corpses, blood, and plenty of hanging bodies. For your darker moods, my lord. The Manic result, we kill the Xedilianite and cause a specter of his former self to rise from the body. Not many Xedilianite minds can handle this one. Most go insane this far into the site. I must confess, this room is a favorite of mine. The Demented result, nothing better than a good old-fashioned battle. We raise at least double the number of zombies as there are Xedilianites and let them all have at it. Simple, elegant, and deadly. I hope you are pleased with the result of Xedilian. I know you'll have just as much fun using it as we had fun constructing it. Strangely, we have yet to receive payment for the site, but I'm sure it is just a minor oversight. It will be corrected as soon as your lordship has a moment. Okay. So we go there, we set the focus crystals in their place. So where is Xedilian? Ah, down here. So we are, in fact, journeying further into Dementia. Put the focus crystals in their place, and then run some adventurers through, choosing whether we want them to deal with a Dementia result or a Mania result. At least by the sounds of it. And while we're here, keep an eye out for the bullywogs. Because we found one that had a pearl on it. And I don't know how common that is. But it's the first pearls we found, and so I want to kill any that I find. In hopes we find more. What is that? It's not marked on the map, so it's probably nothing. Wow, and you guys are just chilling in the water. Let's get you out of the way. Nope, that didn't kill you. That did. I should loot his corpse as well. Just in case. Firewalking. Grand Soul Gem's nice. Alright. Do you happen to have a pearl for me? You do not. Then onward to Xedilian. We are getting close-ish. Okay, let's try and get to this bridge. Mites, of course. I have terrible aim. And you. Alright, that's that. I've entered Xedilian. I should now begin locating the focus crystals that link the Resonator of Judgment with the rest of the dungeon. Does that just close the door? It does. Okay. Gate is activated somewhere else. Probably the same there. So for now, we just continue forward, I suppose. So how is us going through here different than when the adventurers... the other adventurers, I suppose, because we are, after all, an adventurer ourselves. When they get here... I don't know why my spells sometimes affect you, shamans, and sometimes they don't. Can you stop healing? It's really annoying. There you go. Ooh, these are restore health items. I will grab them. And a crystal staff, shock damage on target. I've discovered the first of the 3 crystal focuses. It was fixed to the top of the Grummite Shaman's crystal staff. I think they're using the crystals as a power source for their weapons. Now that I've removed it from the staff, I should place the focus crystal in its judgment nexus to continue. I've placed the first focus crystal into its nexus. I can now continue searching for focus crystals. Well, that was rather simple. Another flawless pearl. How about that? Houndstooth key. I found an unusual key made out of a houndstooth. This might be something that Una Aramin would want for the Museum of Oddities. Cool. Glad I grabbed it. That's where we came up, so... I guess we just continue along? Why are you melee attacking when you're super far away? Who are you attacking? I don't know what was wrong with you. Alright, we've got another button here. Probably opens up one of these doors, or not. I guessed incorrectly there. You've got the next one. I've discovered the second focus crystal. I should place it in its judgment nexus to continue. Yes, I should. I placed the second focus crystal into its nexus. I can now continue searching for the final focus crystal. You got rid of all of my magic. How dare you? And then you just stood there. Oh, need my magic back. Or I can just miss as I'm trying to dodge. Oh, come on. Alright. Go away. There was another matrix there, and I again did not bother looking at which one. Not that it really matters. No, those are the ones we already had. Oh, it was another arrow matrix. So we have multiples? I assume we'd have one of each type. So we've got a path leading there. Oh, I guess this doesn't actually go anywhere. Kind of. Yeah, I'm going to say this doesn't go anywhere. Hall of Judgment. It's really hard to dodge archers in this game. Ow. Okay, so we've got a path. Not a path. Well, that makes it easier, since I'm trying not to miss anything. Alright, that's our next nexus. So we should have our... Not you. It'll be a mage. You. Or shaman. There you go. There's our third one. I've discovered a third and final focus crystal. I should place it in his judgment nexus to continue. I've placed the third and final focus crystal into its judgment nexus. The path to the resonator of judgment itself is now clear. My next task should be to attune the resonator by using the attenuator of judgment that Sheogoth provided me. What's with all the blood right here? Another Greaves matrix. Pretty sure I already had that one as well. There's a third arrow matrix. Huh. So is there anything up there? Not that it looks like. Probably with enough trial I could figure out how to jump up there, but meh. Okay, there's a bunch of you Grummites. One of you is a shaman. Congealed putrescence. Gross. I will take it anyway. Already emptied that. That's probably where I need to go. Maybe? That's the resonator of judgment. Fine. that it? Prisoner of Judgment has been attuned. I was wondering if it was a melee weapon that I was supposed to swing. I should now make my way back to New Sheoth and report my success to Sheogorath. Should I? I thought I was supposed to watch someone go through it. Alright, so we've got a button there. Teleportation pad 2 to Xedilian.
Finally, Lord Sheogorath has sent someone to assist me. But where are my manners? Must get into my professional tone. Welcome to Xedilian. I'm the dungeon caretaker, Killaban Nirendil.
Tell me about this place.
A wonder of engineering, is it not? Xedilian is the ultimate test of metal for the foolhardy adventurer that dares trespass into the Shivering Isles. What they don't know is that they're being drawn to their doom, courtesy of the Resonator of Judgment.
Enough. How do I get out of here? Interesting. Tell me more.
Ever since that wretched gatekeeper was made, Xedilian became redundant. It fell into disrepair and was eventually all but forgotten. After only a few years passed, the Grummites began moving in. Ghastly things. They mistook the focus crystals for some sort of religious symbols and removed them from their rightful places. This rendered the Resonator inert and Xedilian completely useless. Luckily, you came along and placed Xedilian back into operation.
Alright, so how do I get out of here?
Yes, I tend to ramble. You'll have to forgive me. If you have the attenuator, then Sheogorath must have sent you. Xedilian would normally have sent you back to the entrance when you stepped on the pad in the Resonator chamber. Since you're up here, I can only surmise that adventurers are already entering the dungeon as we speak.
Okay, so what should I do?
The only thing we can do is let the adventurers complete a cycle through here. I'll be glad to help. I assume Sheogorath gave you the manual of Xedilian. You can consult it for more information, or I can provide instructions.
Tell me about the Resonator of Judgment.
The Resonator works by drawing adventurers to itself with a sort of magical siren's call. Sheogorath uses the Resonator to find the cream of the crop, as he calls them, the best of the worst, to populate the Isles. Quite clever, eh?
The best of the worst. And the chamber?
I will be happy to describe each chamber and explain the event that unfolds as we proceed through Xedilian.
I did read the book, so I have a pretty good idea.
As the adventurers make their way through Xedilian's chambers, they will encounter choices that you make in these control platforms. All you need to do is decide what becomes of the adventurers. Will you drive them insane, or will you pull the life from their bodies?
Do you handle the cleanup? Explain the choices I'm making. How do I know when I'm done? How do I make the choices, or that's enough information? Do you handle the cleanup?
Oh, the dead will be disposed of, have no fear. That's my job. Those that are lucky enough to merely go insane will be granted a place in the Shivering Isles as a permanent resident.
Okay. Explain the choices I'm making.
Each chamber presents two options. When you push the appropriate button, an event will unfold for the adventurers to experience. One is physically harmful, usually lethal traps or creatures, something relished by the residents of Dementia. The other choice is more mental. They are designed to make the adventurers lose their grip on reality, much like the residents of Mania. Of course, the introduction of spore gas with the Mania choices helps as well.
How do I know when I'm done?
You'll know you're done when they lie dead on the ground, or they are out of their minds. Of course, any of their possessions you wish to keep are yours for the taking. I'll make sure you get them when you're done.
How do I make the choices?
Simple. Wait until the adventurers are in position, and then press a button. If they survived, they will proceed to the next chamber, and so on. It's really quite ingenious.
Alright, that's enough information.
As you wish. So good to be back in business.
Okay, so we've read about
Now keep your weapons ready.
this one.
And watch your backs. Do what I say, and we might just get out of here alive.
I'm guessing mania and dementia. Tell me about this chamber.
What can I assist you with?
Just so I know.
This first chamber is the Chamber of the Gnarl. At the touch of a button, you can cause a large group of tiny gnarls to appear and attack the adventurers. Or, if you're feeling merciful, we can have the group terrorized by a seemingly lowly gnarl that instantly grows to twice their size. The hallucinogenic spore gas we release into the chamber will help lull the victims into believing the creature means to kill them. Don't worry, its bark is far worse than its bite.
Alright.
What else can I answer for you? As you wish. So good to be back in business.
Well, I'd prefer to let the people live. Because alive, they can...
That thing may be small, but it looks mean. Let's get out of here.
Alive, they can find a place here in the Shivering Isles. Dead, they're just dead.
I'd stay back. No telling what that thing can do.
What in Oblivion is that thing?
This is one of the horrid guardians of which the stories spoke?
Be careful. There may be more to this creature than meets the eye.
What a joke. Let's be rid of this thing and continue on our way.
I mean, I pushed the button. There we go.
Or is the creature growing?
By the gods, when will it stop? It could devour us whole.
Run for your lives!
Get back here, you cowards. Something's not right.
All this time it was merely an illusion. How clever.
Wait, what's wrong with Lewin?
It makes no sense. Should be dead. But what? Who?
I think this place got to him. Perhaps we should leave.
No. We'll pick him up on the way out. He must fend for himself.
Okay. I've unleashed the giant Gnarl on the adventurers in Xedilian, with the threat of what he perceived as certain death knocking at his door. Lewin the Rogue has gone insane. I should make my way to the next observation room and choose how the adventurers will encounter their next obstacle. Well, that one was kind of underwhelming.
Oh. Watching them run for the giant Gnarl gets me every time.
Sure. Alright, so this is the one where we can either drop infinite keys on them, or just blast them with fire. You guys gonna say anything?
Look at those jewels.
Alright, drop the keys. Ah, these ones are labeled.
Careful. This looks too good to be true.
If only Lewin were here, he could get us through this in no time.
We'll have to fend for ourselves. Do you think you can pry the door open?
Forget it. This is obviously a trick. Let's get out of here.
To be so close and yet so far. If only we had the key. Wait. Do you hear something? Look! Keys! One of them must open the gate. We're rich!
Let's get out of here, Xedilian. This is obviously a trick to waste our time.
I'll know it when I see it. Yes, it must be here.
They're all fake. Just come with me now.
Find it. Yes, I must find the key. Rich beyond all my dreams.
Bah! Suit yourself.
I've caused Xedilian the Mage to go insane by pouring hundreds of keys on the ground. which convinced him that one of them opened the gate to the huge treasure pile. All that remains now is the leader of the group, Gromok. I should make my way to the last observation room and choose how the stubborn orc will encounter his final obstacle. I can't cast through there to unlock.
Too bad none of those keys fit the lock.
You guys are not terribly imaginative. Oh, I'm back here.
Too bad none of those keys fit the lock.
No, this is a new area.
Steady, Gromok. Steady. You've been through worse before. What more could this place possibly throw at you?
So we could raise a bunch of zombies to attack him.
Only
or
me left?
create a ghost illusion.
I'll show him.
You'll get an illusion of your ghost.
What? How in Oblivion can I be dead? This is impossible. Nothing killed me. I didn't even get a chance to fight. No chance to defend myself. No chance for battle. Why? Impossible. This is impossible. Gromok has never lost a fight. Never!
By making Gromok think he actually died and became a ghost, I've driven him insane. Now that's all the adventurers have been dealt with. I should speak to Caliban.
You've made short work of the intruders. Sheogorath should be proud to have such an efficient apprentice. Now, if you'll step on the last teleporter pad, I will meet you in the reception chamber so we can recover your earnings.
And do I get all the gold that was in that gold room? Since you said I could have whatever.
Not to worry. We'll have your spoils to you in no time at all.
Alright.
As is the tradition, you are to be awarded a focus crystal as a token of your fine work. I'll have it sent to the palace and placed in the main hall, if you wish to take a look at it.
And you spoke of earnings?
Oh yes, of course. It seems a most unusual weapon was recovered from the orc warrior, Gromok. Never seen anything like it, but perhaps his journal can give you some useful information. Beyond that, take whatever else you need from the recovery chest. You've earned it. You're free to go at any time, of course. Just up that hallway. Good luck to you.
Sure. So an unusual sword, Duskfang. Can you... There we go. Nourish blade on strike, frost damage on strike. Alright. Gromok's journal? Gromok's journal. 3 Rain's Hand, 3rd Era, 431. We were finally able to convince that idiot rogue Lewin that it was time to give up that strong box of money he stole from Lel's quality merchandise in Anvil and ditch it outside the castle. All the heat he brought on the group was starting to chafe. Sindelis pretty much sat him down and made him do it, because I was ready to put my foot in his face. I know he's a rogue, but we're adventurers. We get our loot from raiding old crypts and ruins and places that ain't got guards. He can be a real horse's ass sometimes, I tell ya. 12 Rain's Hand. What a bad Freitas we had. We hit what was left of the old Fort Wariel, and after slaughtering a bunch of no-good marauders and grabbing their loot, made our way north. We came to the ruins of Trumbull. Sindelis said they were Iliad or Eyelid or some kind of old civilization, but all I cared about was how loaded with gold they were. He said usually they were, so we went. What a mistake. The place was crawling with skeletons and ghosts. Those things gave me the creeps. How can I fight something that ain't even alive? Lewin took a few good hits and had to pop all of his potions. Sindelis broke his arm when a trap almost crushed him to death, and I got a nice nasty scar across my forehead. Close call. Best of luck. When we got to the treasure hoard, Lewin was out of lockpicks. Why do we even keep him with us? We had to drag the damned container out of Trum and all the way back to camp a train. Now I'm sitting here staring at a stupid metal box wishing I could use Lewin's head to bash it open. What a dolt. So we've been to Trum before. 13 Rain's Hand. After a night of deciding whether or not to snap off Lewin's legs and use them as firewood. I sent Sindelius and Lewin to Anvil to buy more lockpicks while I guarded the box. They came back in a few hours and Lewin picked the lock in the first try. Good thing too. I was still pretty mad at the guy. I don't like sitting around all day. Anyway, Sindelius got all excited when he saw something wrapped up in some sort of fancy cloth. Inside the cloth was a bunch of stuff, but the best was the sword. What a beauty. Blade looked like a mouth with teeth. Handle like golden snakeskin, and the gem in the middle of it, a perfect fiery orange and red, like the sky at dawn. Sindelius was going crazy, and I asked him what was all the noise for. He told me it was Akaviri or something like that, and made by the snake people of the Saisi or whatever. Sindelius says Saisi starts with a T, just now when he saw me writing this, but that doesn't make any sense. Tsaesci. Fine, there, I wrote it. By the nine, Sindelius is noisy sometimes. Well, anyway, the best was yet to come. Right as the sun was setting, the sword vanished for a moment and was suddenly replaced by another weapon that looked almost the same, but the gem on it was deep blue and purple. Sindelius said he was certain that at dawn it would change back to the orange and red gem. Well, this was good enough for me. That alone made the sword the best thing I had ever seen. Lewin muttered something about Akaviri magic, but I told him to shut up. I decided to call the sword Dawnfang when it was orange and red, and Duskfang when it was blue and purple. 14 to 16, Rain's hand. Things are getting better and better. With my new sword in these last few days, I found that Duskfang is a fire blade, and Dawnfang is a fire blade, and Duskfang is a frost blade. Handy for extra killing power. But the best was what I found out when a Minotaur decided to jump us, and I landed a killing blow. I heard a voice in my head, or maybe a thought, I don't know. It was weird, but it felt like the sword knew it had just killed the Minotaur, like it was counting or something. At first I thought maybe I was just tired, but after tearing through a camp of bandits it kept counting. After the 12th kill it told me its thirst was satisfied. At least, I think that's it told me. Then it stopped. Sindel said it's possible the sword was a blood drinker, my kind of sword, but he didn't know what would happen. It didn't take that long to find out. When dusk came around, the blade changed. I almost fell off the campfire log. The new blade was still Duskfang, but it somehow seemed stronger. I could just tell. Couldn't wait to try it out. I ran right out and looked for something to kill. Didn't take long to come across a few of those stupid imps. Sure enough, not only did it do more frost damage than normal, but also I could feel the energy from the creature transfer to me every time I hit it. What a weapon this was. Yeah, Duskfang Superior. That's what I'll call it. Sometimes I amazed even myself. Sindel said he was sure Duskfang would blood drink too, and I could power up Dawnfang with it. I spent all night looking for 12 things to kill, and when the sun came up, he was right. Dawnfang Superior is to be this one's name. It's like having 4 blades in one. 17 to 19. It's been the most fun I have ever had in my life, cutting a bloody swath across the ruins of Cyrodiil with my new double sword. Sindelius and Lewin are even more confident now that we have such a powerful weapon among us. We've gathered tons of loot in the last 3 days, but nothing compares to this. We're going to head north and explore the area around Niben Bay today. I hope that something else like this turns up on our adventures. Then I'm going to retire. Okay, so it's currently in its frost option. 7 damage, but an additional 11 points of frost. Does it drain with use? I mean, the answer is probably yes, because everything does. Talisman of Abatement. Water breathing on self, detect life on self, feather on self. Meh. The only reason I ask, though, is because it has, I guess, some blood drinking quality. Where it's stealing souls or something, and I'm wondering if that somehow makes it not take durability. Also, when it swaps between one sword to another, how does that affect its magic? I don't know. I'm not using blades, but it does seem like a good option because often I'm not actually really needing the Overabsorb Magicka. I thought it would be good, but a lot of creatures don't actually have magic to give me, and therefore absorbing Magicka doesn't do anything. Let's look around this place. I'm in a new area since that was an urn I hadn't looted. No. I'm probably in an area I was before, but the doors were locked when I was there. Okay. Hi? Who are you guys? That was not the spell I was searching for. Knight of Order. Dustfang has extinguished one life. That one didn't count as a kill for Dustfang, unfortunately. And yeah, it is draining the weapon's durability. Baiting the trap. Before exiting Xedilian, I was attacked by 3 unusual beings in strange armor. I should ask Caliban if he knows anything about them. Immaculate Order Sword. Heart of Order. Jiggalag's Favor. You don't show up as empty, but when I open you, you don't have any items. Weird. Alright, do you know anything about these order guys?
Quite a battle. I hope you are uninjured.
I'm fine. What were those beings?
You've not heard the legends? How could that be? Those beings, as you call them, aren't beings at all. They are the soulless abominations known as the Knights of Order. Their attraction to the resonator isn't surprising. It was built from one of the obelisks that dot the isles they seem to have an affinity for. You must proceed to Sheogorath at once and tell him the knights have returned. Quickly now, go!
Alright. So we have seen those crystals around on the island, and I guess they are related to these Knights of Order? Let's make our way to Sheogorath quickly. There's no fast travel point. Oh, that's the fast travel to his palace. Perfect. It's like there's not one directly to his palace. I can just go to Crucible or Bliss. Right, and we are encumbered, as always.
Speak.
Haskell.
I see you've returned. How exciting for you. I believe you have some news for Lord Sheogorath. Perhaps you should be speaking with him instead of illuminating me with your presence.
Alright, fine.
Look who's here. You! How about that? Well now, what news do you have to report?
I was attacked by knights.
So soon? Not a surprise, I suppose. We'll get to that later. No need to burden your little brain with it now. And Xedilian, since you're standing here, I assume you've succeeded. Or you're terribly confused, or really lacking in good judgment.
Xedilian functions once more.
Wonderful! Time for a celebration! Cheese for everyone! Wait, scratch that. Cheese for no one. That could be just as much of a celebration if you don't like cheese, true? You've run a maze like a good little rat. But no cheese for you yet. Oh, well, maybe a little. I've granted you a new spell. The ability to summon Haskell, my chamberlain, to aid you in your travels. He knows a lot. More than he knows. In fact, give it a try. Summon our friend to you now. I'll wait.
Alright. Sure. Summon Haskell. I'm sure he's going to be thrilled by this.
Our Lord has granted you the power to summon me. How wonderful for me.
You're welcome.
When summoned, I can offer advice on your current endeavor. I imagine it's up to you what to do with my wisdom. Do try to use your power sparingly. I have duties to which I must attend. Rather more important than shepherding you around, I'm sure.
There, I summoned him.
Isn't that a hoot? I love it myself. Best part of being a Daedric prince, really. Go ahead. Try it again. He loves it!
Seriously? Alright, let's summon him into a fountain. Font of Madness. I can use it, but it doesn't do anything.
Ah, summoned again. My lord does so enjoy that, as is his prerogative. I'll assume you're done for now.
I have no reason to keep summoning you unless Shergorth tells me to.
Good, good. You'll need all the help you can get if you're going to defeat Jigalag and stop the Grey March. Oh, don't expect to summon dear Haskell anywhere but in the realm. He dislikes leaving my presence. I get that sometimes.
Alright, so what is the Grey March? Also, who is Jigalag? But what's the Grey March? You've mentioned it before.
An event. A movement. An apocalypse of sorts. Happens every era, at the end of every era. Which is to say, now. The Grey March comes and Jigalag walks. Or runs. Never skits, sidles, or struts. Mostly he just destroys everything around him.
And who is Jigalag?
The Daedric Prince of Order. Or biscuits. No, order. Yeah. And not in a good way. Bleak. Colorless. Dead. Boring. And not a fan of my work, I can tell you. Hates it. Hates me. A bit single-minded, if you take my meaning. You've seen his knights. Not the warm and cuddly sort. Not a bit of original thought in their lifeless husks. So, you're going to help me stop him.
Me? How?
Again with the niggling little details. Hold your tongue, or I will. We'll get to that, all in due time. For now, you've got other work to do.
What would you ask of me now?
Ask? Ask? I don't ask! I tell! This is my realm, remember? My creation, my place, my rules! Look at you! No concept of what you've stumbled into. No sense of place. You don't even really know where you are, do you? I suppose few really do, but that's beside the point. We're going to give you a taste of where you found yourself. You're going to learn.
Learn what?
2 halves, 2 rulers, 2 places. Meet and greet. Do what they will, so you know what they're about. The Duke of Mania and the Duchess of Dementia. Seek them out and let them show you what New Sheoth is. You might be surprised. Once you understand what my realm is, you might understand why it's important to keep it intact. And maybe you'll make some friends along the way. That's always nice.
Okay. So, I guess we'll ask about all these things again. Anything more about the Grey March?
It's Jigalag's time, and not a good time at all. You're going to help me stop it. First, though, you need to get your feet wet. I can't expect you to save the place if you don't even understand it. So speak to my dukes, learn about mania and dementia. Try not to die.
I'm usually good at not dying. Tell me more about Jigalag.
Another Daedric prince. Not a nice one. I don't think any of the other princes like him, actually. I mean, Malakath is more popular at parties. Malakath is not popular at parties.
The obelisk.
Seen them about, have you? Odd things. They've always been here, but they're not of here, if you take my meaning. You'll see those Knights of Order around them during the Grey March, drawn to them like flies to honey or rotting flesh. Ever wonder why flies like both? Best not to ask.
Okay, so you've got Syl and Thaden as your dukes.
The Duchess of Dementia. Ever wary, ever worried. A prisoner in her own house in a way. And a delightful conversationist, really. A bit harder to meet than Thaden. Consider making an appointment.
I mean, I already met her. She seems easy to get to. And Thaden?
The long-reigning Duke of Mania. A master of merriment, if you will. Or if you won't. I suspect it wouldn't matter to him.
All right.
Ta! Come visit again, or I'll pluck out your eyes!
Cool, but with that, I think we're going to end the episode here, and next time, maybe we'll go check on the Duke of Mania or the Duke of Dementia. Right, this is our focus crystal that was sent to us. Activating it does nothing. Interesting. So I'm not sure why you returned a focus crystal here, if I can't do anything with it. Okay. We'll look into that later, but for now we're going to end the episode here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.